This video is based on the technical analysis of Old Mutual, and as you guys can see at this point in time we find ourselves on the monthly chart. And what we'll do in regards to this particular chart is identify the market structure, market patterns that we should be paying attention to, key levels and key candlesticks that we should be focusing on, in addition to levels at which we may potentially look for buy and or sell opportunities. And so guys, let's not waste any further time and get straight into the actual technical analysis. And as I said, we are on the monthly chart, and just to zoom in a bit on the monthly chart, we can see that the market had given us this huge W structure. And quite often when we have these, we want to ideally see price close above the neckline of that structure, and then in the future come back to that neckline to give it a test. And where the neckline is generally where we look for those potential buy opportunities. Also, because price has given us this W structure, there's quite a big chance that we may see the market actually move further up to close more or less at that level to complete that structure, because that's more or less where it had started, right? Having said this, as much as we had this very big W structure, just also remember that whenever we have these structures, what normally happens is that a lot of traders and investors actually buy at that point and they place their stop losses just below. So we have a lot of money stuck here in the form of stop losses. And what may possibly happen at this point in time is that we may potentially see price come back to that level to grab all of those stop losses and then only move up, right? So we just need to be careful. I'm just going to add my very strong level of support here. Those are strong level of support, and as you can see, we've had multiple rejections in and around that area, which means that in the future we may see price come back to this area and potentially bounce off, right? Or even move further down to grab the stop losses located here and then potentially move further up, right? I'm just also going to add my neckline for that huge W structure. Just bear with me. There we go, right? And remember guys, what I said that price had given us this, and ideally we want to see price breaking above the neckline and then come back to the neckline to test it. And where the neckline is where we would look for buy opportunities, especially if that neckline aligns with any key numbers that we have in regards to the Fibonacci retracement tool. Anyway, from here, let's head down to the weekly chart and let's see what's happening down there. And just to recap again, guys, remember on the monthly chart we spoke about how we have this huge W structure, this neckline over here, and we said that this level is a very strong level of support, as we had multiple rejections there. We also spoke about how we have a lot of stop losses located here and how price may potentially come back to that level to trigger all of those stop losses and then potentially move further up, right? But let's zoom in and see what's happening on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we have this area over here, and it's very choppy actually, and we can see that for the most part the market has been moving rather sideways, which is not a good thing as far as looking for potential buy opportunities goes at this point. To add to that, we also can see that we are in an upward trending market, which means that for the most part we should indeed be looking for buy opportunities. I'm just going to add my weekly channel. Let's have a look. There we go. Right, there we go, right? What else do we see on this chart? Another thing that I see that is very much interesting as well is that we have this candlestick over here, and what it is a bearish candlestick with a small body and quite a long lower wick, and this tells us that we have a lot of liquidity here, and liquidity is money, and that money needs to be triggered by the market at one point or another. So as much as we are in an upward trending market and we should be looking for potential buy opportunities, there is also plenty of scope for the market to move downwards, right? Remember, if we can just zoom out, because we had this structure, which is a double bottom or a W structure, and I said that people bought here and placed their stop losses there, we may see price move further down to grab those stop losses because they represent liquidity, and that liquidity is money, and that money needs to be triggered by the market at one point or another. To add to this, I also spoke about how we have that candlestick over here, that bearish candlestick with a small body and quite a long lower wick that's carrying all of that liquidity. So there's plenty of scope for the market to come down to those levels, right? Having said that, We are in an upward trending market, and I don't think that we should be selling, right? But in as far as buy opportunities go at this point in time, I don't see any, because if you were to look at this block over here, you'd see that the market is very much choppy. I don't see any actual patterns that indicate that we should be buying or selling, for that matter, right? But as I said, there is plenty of scope for the market to move further down. And from here, what I'm going to do is head down to the daily chart, and let's have a look in terms of what's happening on there. I'm just going to fix my daily channel. Let's have a look. There we go, right? And again, on the daily channel, we can see that we have another block here, and it's also very much choppy, as we don't have any proper price action movement there. And at this point in time, the market may go in either direction, but in as far as I said, proper price action, we don't have any, and for that reason I would not buy or sell, for that matter, right? But just to go back to the weekly chart, let's have a look, right? And in fact, let's go back to the monthly chart, right? What I want to see happen ideally is price actually, come back to this level to trigger these stop losses that are located here. Once that happens at this level, I believe that it is a very good area to look for potential buy opportunities. And if we find any good buy opportunities at this level, I believe that we should hold up until the market reaches this level. And in fact, I would say that our first take profit should be this level, right? This should be our first take profit if we do buy over here, right? And the reason why I say this level is because it is the neckline of this W structure, right? It is the neckline of that W structure, and it's also a very strong level of resistance, as it is quite possible that the market from this level may head up to that level, and from that level only push further down again, right? But to price close above this level, I would then again wait for it to come back to the level to give it a test, and at that level is where again I would look for further buy opportunities, and my next take profit would be around that level over there, right? I hope you guys can see that.